Alright, as we turn the calendar into the final weeks of October, the stage is set for one of the most remarkable and early onset winters we've seen in recent memory. The northern plains, Great Lakes, and New England are the first to feel winter's icy grip. Picture this: Minneapolis waking up to streets blanketed in 4 to 6 inches of crisp white snow, cars half buried, headlights barely visible through the wind-driven flakes. Chicago sees similar scenes, where commuters dig out from 5 to 8 inches of snow piled on sidewalks and roadways. While in Boston, the first taste of winter dusts the city with 4 inches, transforming tree-lined streets into a frosted wonderland. These early storms are no mere dustings. They arrive with biting winds gusting up to 35 ft/s, sending flurries whipping across lakes and plains, reducing visibility to mere yards and leaving travelers scrambling for warmth. Moving into November, the winter narrative intensifies. The Rockies become a fortress of snow, with Denver witnessing 12 to 16 inches from relentless mountain storms, while ski resorts rejoice as slopes are blanketed in deep, powdery layers far ahead of schedule. In the northern Midwest, Minneapolis and Chicago accumulate another 8 to 12 inches, snowplows barely keeping pace. Buffalo and New York City brace for the Northeast's first major snow outbreaks, with totals ranging from 12 to 20 inches in certain areas. The cold air surges down from Canada, sinking deep into the central U.S., transforming the plains into frigid expanses where wind chills dip well below zero. It's a prelude to a winter that refuses to relent. Tree branches are coated with frost, power lines groan under the weight of early ice, and city streets take on a reflective, frozen sheen, glistening under streetlights. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now let's move on. December arrives like a hammer striking the nation. Multiple powerful blizzards ravage the Midwest and East Coast, bringing snowfall that challenges the records of even the harshest winters. Chicago sees accumulations soar past 30 inches as lake-effect snowbands wrap around the city like icy ribbons. And Boston records over 24 inches from successive nor'easters pounding the coast. New York City isn't spared either, with 20 inches accumulating, snowdrifts piling up against brownstones, and subway entrances barricaded under snowy heaps. Across the plains, ice sheets form along roads, sending vehicles sliding in chaotic fashion as drivers navigate slippery conditions. Midwest towns are immobilized, snowplows working around the clock, yet still struggling to maintain clear passageways. In cities like Detroit, Cleveland, and Milwaukee, blizzard conditions whip through neighborhoods, creating whiteout environments where even short walks feel perilous. Freezing rain in the mid-Atlantic intensifies the winter spectacle, leaving branches snapping under the icy weight and power outages stretching for miles. January emerges as the apex of this winter saga, the coldest and snowiest month. Rivaling the legendary winter of 2013, cities across the Midwest and Northeast are engulfed in record-breaking snowstorms. Minneapolis sees totals climb beyond 40 inches for the month. Buffalo buried under 36 inches, Boston layered with 30 inches, and New York City struggling through 28 inches of relentless accumulation. Chicago records 32 inches, while Denver experiences 30 inches amidst mountainous blizzards. The central and eastern United States are gripped by brutal cold snaps. Wind chills in the northern plains and Midwest plunge below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, a frozen reality that halts ordinary life. Streets are impassable, drifts form higher than vehicles, and urban landscapes transform into treacherous, sparkling white wastelands. The snow isn't just heavy, it's wind-driven, blinding, and merciless. With blizzard conditions sweeping across the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, toppling trees and leaving neighborhoods in an eerie, frozen silence punctuated by the crunch of footsteps through deep snow. As February rolls in, winter's dominance does not wane. Late-season storms batter the East Coast and Midwest, ensuring snow cover remains deep and continuous. Philadelphia faces 20-plus inches from successive storms, turning city streets into icy labyrinths, while Washington, D.C. records 15 to 18 inches. The National Mall cloaked in brilliant white, monuments rising out of a frozen, sparkling blanket. Pittsburgh is not spared, with 20 inches of snow piling on top of streets and rooftops. Even the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies are swept by heavy snow, with Seattle and Spokane seeing 8 to 12 inches in the mountains. and Salt Lake City recording 10 to 15 inches, ensuring the ski season is spectacular, yet fraught with travel difficulties. These late winter systems bring with them more than snow. Whiteout conditions, gusting winds, freezing rain, and ice accumulation make travel treacherous. Across the South and Mid-Atlantic, ice storm potential remains high, coating trees and power lines, causing widespread outages and a sense of fragile beauty in a landscape under siege by winter. Throughout these months, snow cover spreads early and thick across the mountains, plains, and northeast, surpassing even the 2013 winter in places. Streets are transformed. Vehicles are buried under towering drifts, sidewalks glisten with icy layers, and city squares resemble frozen dreamscapes. Trees bend under the weight of snow and ice, roofs sag, and the hush of snowfall is punctuated by the groaning of power lines and the distant howl of wind across empty streets. From Minneapolis to New York, Chicago to Denver, the nation is wrapped in a relentless, awe-inspiring winter that demands respect. It is a season defined not only by its snow totals, but by its drama. Blizzard conditions, brutal cold snaps, freezing rain, and persistent, heavy snowfall that etches a narrative of hardship, beauty, and the raw power of nature onto every city and town. Here's the breakdown. Thursday and Friday. Our first storm system will eject over the Rockies, triggering isolated to scattered severe storms across parts of the northern and central plains. Nothing major yet, no widespread outbreaks, but keep your eyes peeled. Then, late Friday into Saturday, another storm system kicks off further south, over New Mexico and Colorado. As it slides into Oklahoma and Texas, low-level winds will ramp up, boosting the risk for severe weather, and potentially tornadoes. Saturday is a day you need to watch closely. From Indiana down to Texas, winds out of the southwest could fuel significant storms across Arkansas, western Kentucky, Tennessee, and Illinois. The big unknown? Storm mode. If storms stay discrete, we could see several tornadoes. If they organize linearly, we're probably looking at a major wind event. Either way, Saturday is shaping up to be serious, and Sunday isn't letting up either. That same system intensifies as it moves through Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, with severe weather risks from Kentucky and Tennessee back through Pennsylvania and New York. Damaging winds and a few tornadoes are on the table again. This pattern isn't going anywhere. Monday and Tuesday, the meridional jet continues, with multiple shortwave troughs moving over the Rockies. That means more storms, more severe weather, and a very active stretch ahead. Basically, we're rolling into our second severe weather season, and it looks like it's going to be intense. For today, the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk in place across parts of the high plains. Isolated wind, hail, maybe a tornado. Thursday brings another tiny risk over western Kansas, southern Nebraska, and eastern Colorado. Friday, things expand into Oklahoma, Kansas, western Missouri near Kansas City, and the Texas Panhandle. But the real drama hits Saturday and Sunday. The SPC already has a slight risk in place across southern Illinois, Arkansas, Louisiana, and northeast Texas, damaging winds, large hail, and potential tornadoes all on the table. Let's make this simple with our future radar. Tonight, a low pressure sits over Wyoming and Colorado, with a low-end severe threat. Thursday, that risk grows a little across Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado. Friday, the low shifts into Canada, and a new low forms over Texas and Oklahoma, triggering scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Then, Saturday morning into afternoon, storms ramp up across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, damaging winds, large hail, and tornado potential. By evening, storms push into the Mississippi River Valley and Ohio Valley, likely staying active past midnight. Sunday, that low intensifies, dropping to around 988 millibars over the Great Lakes, meaning tight isobars, high winds, and much colder air swinging into the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Severe weather continues from New York down to Alabama and Georgia, with damaging winds and a low-end tornado threat. By Monday and Tuesday, high pressure builds along the East Coast, but storms are likely to return midweek. Temperatures are also swinging dramatically. Right now, most of the Ohio Valley, Midwest, and Texas are seeing above-average warmth. By Sunday and Monday, a strong shot of cold air will drop temps by 5 to 15 degrees, especially in Illinois. By midweek, the cold spreads east into Maryland and New England, while heat returns to the Great Plains. All right, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, Leave your region or city in the comments. I'll answer them individually as I have time. Commenting is completely free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.